Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. Today I am going through and I'm showing you how we can use AI to build trust, we can use AI to lose trust. How are we stacking our previous AI experiences on top of a new one to continue to gain that momentum to build a better relationship with our clients and our team members? Today I'm showing you, I've done a training on this before in our YouTube channel, but I'm actually showing you how I'm using Whisperflow. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever said something to a team member through Teams, Slack, whatever, and they took it the wrong way because of the tone? That's the challenge with text sometimes, is that people can take things the wrong way. Oh, we didn't mean it that way. Look, I lost a team member a couple years ago because one of my messages came across the wrong way. I didn't intend it that way, but they took it a different way, and there wasn't a lot of communication there. Now, easy way to solve this are videos like this. I feel like using video to build an emotional connection, using video to communicate with our team members or our customers, it's a really easy way to build emotional connection. Because we've got to remember, we're either gaining trust or we're losing trust. But today what I want to do is I want to show you how I can actually write a piece of content. I could write an email. For example, I've got a customer that's trying to compare two flood insurance policies here. So let's just say I wanted to send him an email. Let's do this. So I've got a customer that's trying to compare the National Flood Insurance Program with private flood insurance. Here they're looking at these different private companies like AON Edge, and I want to send them a breakdown talking about the differences. For example, the National Flood Insurance Program will cover building and it will cover contents. It will cover building up to $250,000 and contents up to $100,000. Each one has its own deductible. Typically, you don't get replacement costs with contents on a National Flood Insurance Program policy, but you do with private. This particular private company is also offering $15,000 in contents coverage in a basement, which is great because the National Flood Insurance Program is not offering this. So let's go through and let's talk about these different things. How do deductibles apply here? Well, remember, each coverage is going to have its own deductible. So you're going to have a deductible for building. You're going to have a deductible contents. If basement coverage is a separate coverage, you potentially could have a deductible there if you've got additional living expense. So now you see how, I spoke a lot more than this, but you see how I broke it down so much? And you see, we would never type this. And you can kind of see my brand, my voice, how I speak through this right here. So you could send us as an email to a customer. You could even use this, and we can even take this and put this. In fact, I would take this, and I'm going to start putting this in a cloud. I'm going to put it into the Endless Customers GPT. If GPTs are still out when you watch this video on ChatGPT, I'm going to have it help me clean this up. I'm going to have it help me go into my previous stuff I've done and really create a blog on this and talking about, some of the differences here. And here's the key here. Now, AI is going to help me with this. It's going to help me to build trust because then I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it into my HubSpot CRM as a snippet, a template where I can share with clients. So now I've got pieces of content I can share with them how I've used this AI to continue to build this trust. And look, I will include a link to Whisper down in the description of this video. I've been using it. I've got a lot of clients that use it all the time for different things. As I said, I've written different blogs with it. I've done emails. You could do all kinds of things. All I got to do on mine, because I set up this way, is I hold the control button down because I'm on a Mac. Now you could set it up when you go through and set up different things. I do have a training on the channel already where you can walk through this, but I just wanted to show you real life examples. How can we actually use tools like this in our agency, and how can we use it to continue to build trust? Because we're either gaining trust or we're losing trust. So how are you stacking your previous AI experiences on top of these new ones? Learning all these things and applying them to building trust with your team, trust with your clients. And this is exactly how you do it. And this is also something else I call with my team conversational search. Think about this. If someone's searching for home insurance in Texas, they might type in best home insurance in Texas. But if they're speaking, they may say, hey, I live in Roanoke, Texas. I'm looking for home insurance, the best home insurance on a home for about $500,000 in value. I have a pool. You see all these different things. So what it also does, it helps train our brains and how our customers are starting to use their devices to search for the solutions. Okay, how are we being found when it comes to those solutions? So when we're being found, how are we building trust? I do it through video. I do it through using tools like Whisperflow. I want the customer to understand, look, I've been in your shoes. I've been there before. So that's exactly how you can do it. And look, if you want to join our private community, I've got a link in the description of this video as well, where, in that AI community, I do teach other business owners how to use AI the right way in our organizations. How do we use it to build trust? How are we losing it, potentially losing trust? I've done all these different tests on phone systems where I had AI doing all the answering. I had it was doing all these different things for us. So I've done it on the front end. I've done it on the back end. I've tested all these things so that you don't have to. I have failed and I have learned these lessons the hard way. I want to make sure that you don't have to learn those lessons. That's the reason why I do these videos. It's the reason why I go into my community and I'm testing all these different things for you. So if you're in our community, will have a standard operating procedure, best practices of how to use Whisperflow and these tools the right way. I'm Chris with Knit Your Business. I want to say thank you for watching the video here on our Artificial Intelligence YouTube channel.